welcome to the Geek Legion of Doom. This is an action movie review and we'll be having a look at the Arnold Schwarzenegger movie, Red Heat. So Chris will give us a quick plot summary. Go ahead, Chris.
Yeah, it's a sort of a buddy cop movie, which is set in, well, first off it's set in Russia, because Arnie plays a Moscow detective who's after this drug dealer, and the drug dealer ends up going to America, so he follows him to America, and he's teamed up with an American, I think it's Chicago, cop played by James Belushi, and they have to sort of work together to pursue the drug dealer.
Sort of overcoming differences and things
yeah,
like this.
and it's kind of like it is a sort of buddy movie.
Yeah.
And it's sort of a, but it's kind of against type in the way that it's kind of East meets West.
So yeah, I mean, Arnie's character is a very sort of stoic,
square,
uptight, yeah, kind of, you know, very military type almost. But he's not military police, but he's kind of that sort of.
That's what the ilk, isn't
yeah,
it?
and then James Belushi kind of
slob.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kind of like, you know, fast and loose. And really, this was, to be fair, this was a film of its time because it's obviously sort of coming off the back of the Cold War. Really, I mean, it was possibly a little bit like sort of later than that. It wasn't, you know. It kind of wasn't that long after the whole sort of Cold War thing, to be honest. It was at 88.
88, yeah, 1988.
So you know, so these days it really wouldn't be all that much of a big deal, but obviously back then it was kind of it was more. And to be fair, Arnold Schwarzenegger was still kind of maybe he was quite well known. I wasn't saying he wasn't all that well known, but he kind of was, I guess. But you know, he was still seen as a foreign actor, I think.
Yeah. He was.
If that makes sense.
He was on the rock. He'd already done like Commando, Predator, Raw Deal, and stuff. But like that.
To be fair, if you looked at him like these days, you would kind of see him as kind of one of the sort of the American action heroes, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Well, I think then you sort of saw him as a kind of as a foreign export or import, sorry, really. So do you know who played the bad guy? You know,
Edo Ross.
Was it? There you go. There you go.
Edo Ross.
So what did you like about the movie?
Yeah, I did like it. It was it's very much of its, like you say, of its time. It's very plot wise. There's not a hell of a lot of a plot there. It's just literally chase the bad guy. Quite violent, if I remember rightly. It's for its time. It was quite violent. But what I liked about it, yeah, it was. I think it was good the way they bounced off each other. Yeah, that was good. I was like James Belushi actually.
Let me ask you this, because I would say this is, even though Arnold, his character was kind of the straight man, I always say this is his first dipping his toe into the comedy side of things.
Yeah.
Because even though Arnold Schwarzenegger was played straight, James Belushi was essentially the comic relief.
Yeah, it was comic relief.
So this, I would say this was probably the first time that Arnie kind of went into a sort of
comic environment.
A slight comedy role. Well, no, he wasn't a comedy role, but a comedy movie, I should say. Although that was strictly down to James Belushi.
I did like Belushi in that movie. I thought Belushi kind of made the film actually. Yeah. I think if you had another stiff American to go, you know, you had to have that kind of counterfoil, because he was playing it straight. He was playing it. Yeah. Well, he wasn't playing it for laughs, was he? But he was just like you know your archetypal American bozo cop, isn't he?
And the thing is, what I would say about this film, it does massively play the stereotypes. Yeah. And that is maybe obviously a criticism of that. That is a stereotypical view of how I guess a Russian would be. You've got a humourless.
I mean, I believe it has been slated a lot. I mean, because they said it was a rework, because it's the same director, Walter Hill, I think, directed it, and he directed 48 Hours. Yeah. And they said it was kind of a rehash of 48 Hours, but with a Russian in it. And I think it did get a lot of panning. I don't think it was that successful on its release. I don't think.
To be honest, I mean, you look back, and I think this is one of the sort of the films, certainly from Arnold Schwarzenegger's sort of catalogue, that is kind of not regarded as a kind of one of these more classic works that people sort of, even the kind of like the cheesy ones, like we reviewed Commando a little while ago, and that's kind of, even though that's a kind of cheesy film, I think it's looked back with some reverence.
More memorable.
Whilst this one and kind of like your Raw Deal, for example.
But I think I did read a review that they said that anything Arnie's done that began with the letter R was a flop. Raw Deal, Red Sonja, Red Heat, apparently.
Yeah, you heard it here.
Yeah.
So was there anything you didn't like about it so much?
I wouldn't say anything I didn't dislike really about it. Again, it was just, I would say it was maybe like I wouldn't say a forgettable movie, but it's not one of his, I suppose it is one of his more forgettable.
Well, that's what I was going to say. I think this is a kind of, when you think of Arnold Schwarzenegger, if you were to sort of list Arnold's career, this one is probably one of the ones that you think of,
But I would say I still prefer this film. I like that period of his career rather than what he did in his latter career when he did sort of like your True Lies things. I still prefer the kind of more of the adult Arnie films rather than the kind of they diluted Arnie, didn't they, for the 90s really?
Yeah, he's never really recovered from that.
No.
So what would you give it out of 10?
7.
7? I'll have to give it a 5. So we'll call it a 6 out of 10.
6 out of 10.
So what are your views on Red Heat? Leave us a comment and we'll look forward to seeing you next time. Bye for now.